Hi, my name is Pramod Sudhindra and 43 years of age, based out of Bangalore. And I work for a IT consulting firm, and I've been a SugarFit subscriber for roughly about 10 months now. So I'm not new to diabetes reversal programs, and I was on the lookout for finding a new program that could actually keep the journey on and was actually far more practical. And I think it was through some common referral or while I was searching for new programs that could help me tackle the diabetes. That's when I found out SugarFit. And while I spoke to the initial coach and the advisors, etc., I wasn't completely convinced. But then I spoke to the certified coach, and she helped me understand the nature of the program and how they would look at interventions to control sugar. That was probably the turning factor in terms of saying, okay, let's give it a shot. And that was a journey about 10 months back. I think the CGM by itself doesn't do anything. It's just a reader. But I think it's the app which starts to put the discipline. When I started about 10 months back, the app was extremely primitive. I've seen the app sort of evolve between then and now. I think it is crucial to start using the app in the right manner, because that then starts to put the discipline of looking at and consciously recording what you have consumed through the day. That discipline that kind of comes in. You're watching your portions, you're watching your medications, you're watching your weight and sugars and all of that. The CGM bit, I think, definitely helped in terms of understanding how the body was reacting to what I was eating. There were a few things that the CGM data did tell, which had to kind of make changes into my diet, especially in the night. So I think there are merits in terms of using some of these latest technologies to understand how your body's metabolism is behaving, to how our bodies are responding to metabolic activities compared to different foods and everything. I think that helps. The program overall is fairly well thought through. When I joined, I think it was a fairly new service, and subsequently, I think a lot of things have changed for good. I think SugarFit management has also kind of figured out what works for customers, what works for their own staff. So I would say it's been a good experience, and they put that good structured roadmap for you to kind of understand what it takes to reverse diabetes. It's not a myth. Reversing diabetes is not a myth, and I think program helps you go through that particular journey and achieve that for yourself. So let's break this down into three separate pieces. One is the whole fasting sugar level, HbA1c, and the weight. All of these three are, colloquially, you would think that these are interdependent, but in my case, my experience tells me slightly differently. My weight hasn't altered much. I haven't gone from, what they typically will show in an ad, like I've not lost like 15, 20, 30 kgs and all of that. I've had a marginal 4 to 5 kg difference. But there was a drop in my HbA1c. I think when I enrolled into the program, I was, 7.6, 7.8. And I was on 2 doses of oral medication for controlling or managing my sugars. those two definitely have had an impact. My HbA1c is in the range of 6.1, 6.2, and we're trying to kind of get it down further, within the under 6 range. And the fasting sugar levels are consistently between 100, 103, which is significantly better than where I was when I started in the range of 135, 140, at times even slightly higher. So yeah, I think other than that, it definitely has helped in cleaner eating, disciplined eating, constant reminders to kind of ensure that you're drinking water, etc. And I think from a medication standpoint, I'm on a single oral medication for managing the sugar. Hopefully, if things go fine, I'll be off of them. But at the moment, I think there is progress in this entire thing. And as a result of this, I think I was on some related endocrinological, not endocrinology, but for cholesterol and everything. I'm off of those medications because a combination of clean eating as well as workout, etc., I think that has helped manage cholesterol as well. So I think we're at a phase where, with some of the variations, the whole festive season and all that, we're trying to see how we manage to, keep the sugar levels down to 5.9 or 8, HbA1c wise. And let's see if I can get off of medication. My medications have reduced, but I think what we're trying to achieve in the next couple of months is getting down the medication. I'm still on oral formulation for elevated sugar. I hope I can kind of get off of that. So I think that's the biggest next step that I have. So yes, there were some minor changes, tweaks, etc., that had to be done. And for the kind of lifestyle that I have, I'm on road 3-4 days a week. We travel due to office. I think some of these I alter between how do I do that when I'm not traveling versus when I'm traveling. So some of these changes are ensuring that I am prepared for a situation where there are going to be long gaps between meals so that I'm not going hungry, or ensuring that cutting out sugar and excess salt, or just kind of skipping the morning tea for a black coffee or something. So there are a series of those kind of alterations that I've had to make. And over a period of time, when you start to see them yielding results, it does motivate you positively to ensure that you're sticking with them. I think the biggest thing is when you don't see those changes, there is a fatigue and impatience that starts to set in. But in this case, I think the other big thing that I have prioritized and accommodated is working out, right? And I think whether it is in the gym or wherever you find when I'm traveling or at your leisure at home, those are things that you'll have to accommodate and make time for. So prioritizing health, prioritizing some of these other activities has been a lifestyle change. And from a slightly more sedentary to active lifestyle, that has also helped. And I think those are the kind of things that I've undertaken, and I'm hoping I'll stick to them. So there are for any journey that lasts for this long, there are these smaller things, and being there often, I think that counts. So a couple of things. One, my health coach is very, very flexible in terms of my crazy schedule, right? I mean, I'll be traveling, the whole WhatsApp mechanism. I'll just kind of message her saying, hey, I'm going to be out at a dinner. What do I do? Or I'm staying at a hotel. There is no luxury for me to kind of take food from home. And feel like, okay, you just send me the snap of the menu. I'll advise on what you can do. So I think that constant guidance especially was important. But the other thing which was very helpful of the health coach is helping you with a structured pattern in your mind, right? If you're having a heavy meal day, right? Or you had a heavy dinner, you were out. How do you sort of compensate for that the next day? Chubby was fairly good in terms of managing that entire thing. And during the entire thing, I went through 2 rounds of COVID. So how was my body coping up with that? Given that I was on COVID medication post that, there were impacts of that on slightly elevated sugar levels. So it wasn't that, at least I was lucky, Chavi was not really saying, oh, there is this schedule that I'm printing and you have to kind of stick to it. But she was kind of adjusting this basis life situations that I was having. And I think that was the most helpful thing. It wasn't a software algorithm, or it wasn't that, oh, this is a periodic chart. If you don't make it, I'm not liable for not achieving the results. But it was, okay, you're going through a COVID thing. So next 15 days, increase, certain minerals in your diet, or take the specific vitamin, and a little more holistic approach to it. I have some dietary restrictions, so switching me to alternate fiber, all of that. So I think those were the kind of remediations that she was giving me, which is, I think, a little more holistic in nature. And I think that probably kept me on going. It wasn't a very stern thing saying it's a keto and you have to kind of take eggs and all of that. And I'm not pure veg, right? So it's even more harder when you have to go to a 100% plant-based diet and you don't necessarily take too much raw. Those are tailoring of your diet chart. I think those are things that make it a little more relatable program. I think my biggest thing would be that it's possible to break this. I mean, I think my older endocrinologist would say, no, you've got this and you've got to maintain this with medication all the way forward. I do believe that it is possible to break it. It is possible today to reverse your diabetes, actually control it far more scientifically, and reduce your medication. I think that's a little more on the outcome, but the other thing, in terms of learning, is an accomplishment, achievement. But I think the confidence of having gone through the program for the last 10 months and being able to have a structured plan in mind when you get off of the program, to say, all right, what are the do's, what are the don'ts, what are the good, what are the things to avoid. I think having that is potentially something good. So when you're eating something, when you're indulging, or you know the guardrails. I think the why will have to come from somebody else here, right? If you're somebody, I'll just kind of tell you this. If you're someone who's determined to get off of oral medication, and you're in that particular age that you don't want to kind of be on the medication for forever, I think do consider SugarFit, right? So I think whether you're pre-diabetic or you are genetically predisposed to be far more on the riskier side, whether it's a preventive or more as a remedial measure, I'll definitely tell you it's worth a shot. But practicality of it, the why part is going to come from individual people. If you want to get off of it, try them. They have a structured program, structured approach, but it's a two-way street. SugarFit alone will not be able to do anything. They will give you the app, they will send you the CGM, very nice little gift pack that will come, and all of that fancy stuff is there. But they're not going to do the hard work. It is hard. I mean, I'm not telling that it's going to be easy. It will require the discipline, but it's about getting that habit formed there. And SugarFit is one of your coach, one of your doctors. They're going to be with you, and they will help you to get to the desired target. I think it's been helpful having SugarFit. So all the doctors, the health coach Chavi, all the other advisors, people behind the scenes, people who are in the product team, the support staff. I did go for a lot of additional CGMs, etc. And it's been fairly breezy thing, right? I mean, I'll just kind of WhatsApp somebody and things used to get arranged. So, and I know it takes a good amount of coordination. So, thanks to everyone for making this a seamless journey for me. And I look forward to working back with some of you guys.